Yeah.
Good evening, it's Man United Agenda. Welcome. It's 8:30. It is Friday, Mr. B's favourite day. I'm joined by Bath Time, and we are going to be talking about 4 subjects tonight and have a little freestyle session towards the end as well. So, welcome to the Man United Agenda. How you doing, everyone? It's 8:30 or 32 minutes past. We're a bit late today. Someone was talking about menopause and things like that. Anyway, Mr. B, your favourite day of the week. How's your week been?
Long.
Not United Agenda based, but like in general.
Long. There's no takeaway tonight, guys. My body can't take it. It's been a very, very, very long week. So this is my final show of the week, and I'm absolutely delighted. One day, to be fair, I'm absolutely delighted.
Is it the heat wave that got you? Because it has been a living heat wave this week. I mean, I'm shocked.
As I said, September. Look, it beats having to put the gas on and giving the government our money. So I'm all for the heat wave. I don't have no problem with the heat. It's just been a long week. It's just been a long, busy week. And then with the news that we keep hearing, there's nothing's good come out of anything this week. It slowly starts to bring you down. So yeah, I need a 2-week break, and hopefully come Monday, the whole mood at the club will be changing.
And kids went back to school this week, didn't they? Does that change traffic and all that kind of thing?
Yeah. It changes everything. My whole day is a whole hour longer now. But look, it is what it is. I'd much rather they were at school than out robbing people. So yeah, long live them. Let them keep going back to school, and I'll sit in that hour traffic going into work in the morning.
I've had the shits for about 6 weeks, man. I went to the doctors. No, I have, honestly. I don't know why I've had them, and I went to the doctors, and they said, "No, don't worry, this kid's go back to school on Monday." So,
for God's sake!
Oh my God!
Bath Time. What's going on in your world, man? Is everything sweet? Because you've had a bit of you've been away. You've been sort of traveling a bit, I imagine, and are you settled back down now? The kids stressing you on your way to work. How's things with you?
Yeah, things are really good with me. I'm really enjoying the weather. Been playing a bit of five-a-side. Got a match tomorrow. Playing Dungeons and Dragons on Sunday. I'm really enjoying myself.
Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, Dungeons and Dragons.
What do you mean playing that? Is it like a computer game or?
It's a role-playing game. It's like I know some some actors. Yeah, role play. You never heard of Dungeons and Dragons?
Yeah, I have. I used to read the book where you make a decision, right? What do you want to do, and then you go to the next. They give you a page.
Yeah, that's kind of choose your own adventure stuff. Dungeons and Dragons is you sit around the table and you have like a book that's got a sort of story, and you like pretend that you're like elves and stuff, and you do a role playing game where you can do whatever you want. It's all in your imagination. So it's similar to like you like Football Manager.
Yeah.
That's all in your head. Yeah. Like you see the commentary and you imagine it yourself. Dungeons and Dragons is basically a similar thing where you imagine it and you play with your friends. And I play with some people who like work in the theatre and they're very good at improvising and get to do silly voices, and it's really good fun. But yeah, if anyone plays Dungeons and Dragons, we'll get Mr. B playing the Curse of Strahd by the end of the week.
So you could be like on Whose Line Is It Anyway? With these guys who improvise really well.
I prefer to play in between the lines, Monday, number 8.
Yes, I like that. Good comeback. Guys, you want to say hi to Big T in the comments? Guarantee we'll hear about McTominay scoring for Scotland in this stream. Did he again?
Yeah, he scored after 2 minutes.
You're joking.
And an assist from McGinn.
Yeah. Bruno has scored as well.
Who are they playing?
Cyprus.
Cyprus, they're all right. They're not bad. Not standard. Wow. McTominay. It's like day and night, isn't it? International football to the club side. Give him a chance, guys. Give him a chance, and we could be having a score. Didn't you mention the other day about playing him up front? Didn't someone mention him playing up front? Yeah, it was you, wasn't it, Bath Time?
Yeah, I said that when you look at what Højlund did against Arsenal, like mainly wrestling men and doing stuff off the ball. I thought that like McTominay could do something similar, but I mean, like the boy Bellingham at Real Madrid. Like, I said I wasn't convinced with him as a midfield pivot.
Yeah.
Like they're basically playing him as a sort of central striker at Real Madrid. And from what I've seen in Scotland tonight, like McTominay's sort of playing as a 10, and like I think that, he's in the contention for the Golden Boot at the moment. It's ridiculous. Yeah. Big up my man Scotty.
Player. I mean, look, he's played centre back, he's played midfield, and he plays up front as well. I mean, this is a good player, man, for sure, and a proper squad guy that can play in various positions. Remember John Walk back in the day used to do that, playing all kinds of positions and banging goals and all that. So yeah, fair play. Big up to Scott McTominay. Thanks, Big T, for the update. He's saying to everyone, smash the like. Thank you. Big up to Lucifer Morning Stars. Good evening, everyone. Hope you're doing well, bro. Good evening to Zoe Media House. She said, evening, gents. Bath time takeaway, Mr. B takeaway. No, not tonight. Sorry. When the season's back and running, we do a takeaway again, because we do talk about the Premiership, don't you, a lot in the takeaway. Yeah. So yeah, we run out of ideas. Bath time again, says King Dino. Yes, sorry. He's a mainstay around here. We give him the open door. He can always come in whenever he wants. Black Bolt is in the house as well, all the way from New York. New York. Good evening. He's saying thank you, because we know it's probably early afternoon in New York right now. So TMI, sir, he's saying there. And there's been no illness in our family during the school holidays. Now school is back. We'll start dropping like flies again. It always happens. Snotty noses, isn't it? Kids coming back from school. Dungeons and Dragons is a service in some parts of the UK. That's from Big T. Evening to Andrew Williams, number one watching rugby. No one watching rugby. Is it all 4 nations? Sorry, 6 nations.
What's the World Cup on Monday?
Oh, it's the World Cup. Oh, right. I didn't know.
Wow.
I didn't know. International football is pretty poor, says King Dino. Only the top 10, 15 teams are any good now. And I like McTominay, says King Dino again. But when our defence have the ball, he hides, and it isn't available for the pass. Okay.
3 years of this about people not understanding about how a number 6 plays. I just please.
Don't buy. Okay. So, ease up. Let's get into this, Mr. B. You're frustrated because you've heard nothing but negative news all week. Guess what? There's more. Let me just read this down. There's two more women make allegations of violence against guess who? Yes, Antony. I'll just read this out. Further allegations against Man United winger Antony emerged following the domestic abuse claim that saw him dropped by Brazil. The 23-year-old earlier this week was admitted from the Brazil squad after accusations of physical aggression on a number of occasions since January towards his former girlfriend, Gabriela Cavalavan, which are currently being investigated by police, and he denies. Since then, Brazil newspaper Extra has reported that influencer and law student Rasha de Freitas in May 2022 filed a police report against Antony, alleging she sustained injuries in an incident involving the player and another woman after a night out in Sao Paulo. Meanwhile, banker Ingrid Lana, the one we spoke about yesterday, has told Brazilian Record TV that an incident at Antony's home in Manchester in October 2022, he pushed her against the wall and she hit her head. Lana said that Antony tried to have a relationship with me and I didn't want to, adding, my purpose was just business, arriving there at his invitation. I realised he had an ulterior motive, though. Okay. United have no comment to make on those further allegations when contacted by PA News Agency on Friday regarding the Caliban accusations. The club has said in a statement, Manchester United acknowledges the allegations made against Antony and notes that the police are conducting inquiries pending further information. The club will be making no further comments. As a club, we take matters seriously with consideration of the impacts these allegations and subsequent reporting will have on survivors of abuse. So there you go. There's more, guys. I'll just leave it there, but you can see the drift of it. Have we got a problem? Mayday, come in. Have we got a problem with this player, Antony? Or is it just a case, do you think? We can only speculate that once you open the door to this, that more people start coming out. We've seen this recently with other celebrities, haven't we? With someone breaks the news, and then other people come out and say, yeah, me too, me too. But it's really negative news, isn't it, for the club and for Antony?
It is. The question I would say, what stage do they decide that they're gonna suspend him?
Maybe he builds a nuclear bomb inspired by Oppenheimer, and that like sorts it out. Because Mr. B's right. What do you have to do to be suspended at Manchester United now? Because the players are doing their utmost to find out what it is. Like it's ridiculous what's going on, and we talk a lot about like having characters around the club to help people with training and things, but I think now we need to get some people in with proper family values, or just like any sort of values, and get a hold of them, because it's appalling. I feel sick thinking that one of our players is out there like doing this stuff. I hate it. Not as much. Almost as much as I hate that comment, but anyway.
Okay. Look, I do think, following an agreement situation, I do think something needs to be done internally. We're going to, especially with the players that are coming through our club, we have to teach them about growing up, coming from boy to a man, in order the attention you might receive, to keep you grounded and level-headed. I think that's important. I think that was done. There was a statement made by Man United about when they were setting up a new youth system recently, that they would be focusing on leading these boys into fine young men after all that shit that we've been through recently. Remember, Antony's come from another club. We didn't bring him up at Manchester United. So, yeah, this is not on his CV. You wouldn't have known this necessarily when you're coming into the club. I doubt it. But it is what it is. And unless anyone else has got anything to say about it, I'm just going to move on to the following news.
Yes, please.
All right, let's do it. Yeah, so that's the end of that one. No more, Antony. Don't want to hear no more shit from you on our show. Anyway, so the next one I just want to talk about is the injury sick note, Bailey. We got him from Villarreal a few years ago. I think Mourinho bought him, purchased him as a signing. He's a centre-back, Ivorian, international as well. And he started okay, very aggressive, good, ball control, brings the ball down, plays with his head up, pops it around. But then he started to be made of China and had a whirl of injuries. Got to the point where it was so bad, everyone was saying, what's going on with this guy? This is terrible. But then we signed a new contract with him. And now, only just now, he's left. He's gone to Besiktas. Sorry, you say it, man.
Besiktas.
I'm not very good at saying these Turkish clubs. But basically, they're probably third best team, or the third well-known team in Turkey right now. We know about Galatasaray. We'll be playing them. They're in our group stage. They've got a whirl of good old players. Then we just Fenerbahce with Fred. And now we've got Bailey. He's gone to which club, Mr. B?
Besiktas.
All right. So he's given an interview. Nothing against Manchester United. There's no sort of bitchiness or anything like that. But he's just saying how positive he is and how he wants to win the league for them. And that's another player who's gone out of our club. Can we just talk about Bailey's career and what went wrong? Because he seems to be reignited and rejuvenated, according to his interview. Let's see how he goes. I will be monitoring to see if he has any injuries, to see if we've got an issue with managing players. But Bailey, I thought he was a good player. I'm just going to put this out to you guys. I thought he was a good player. And I just think it's a shame things didn't work out for him at the club. Granted, he's gone now, but I felt that we didn't manage him correctly or get to the bottom of his injury issues, and he didn't have a good run of games, that's for sure. Bailey, guys, talk to me.
He's injury prone. It doesn't matter how good you could be as good as Mbappe. If you can't get yourself on the pitch, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. He was injury prone. I'm sick of us having all of these injury players, and whether it's something to do with the club, because we've got a lot of players out at the moment, if it's to do with the medical staff or it's just individuals' bodies breaking down, I'm not sure. But he wasn't available to play for so much games. And then obviously I'm going to assume that Maguire was always going to be picked ahead of him when he was fit. What he did look like he was fun around the dressing room. He did look like he was fun. He looked like he enjoyed his time at Manchester United. He always had a smile on his face. But yeah, maybe because he was picking up wages and not having to kick a football. I have no idea. But look, he came, he served a purpose, he's now gone. I'll be honest, once a player leaves our club, I barely watch them unless they play against us in Champions in Europe, say Champions League. I'm gonna say Europe. Then I'm really not interested. Once they're gone, they're gone. Not gonna say they're forgotten, but I take very, very little notice of them.
Okay. Before I come to you, bath time. Matthew Bassett in the house. Give him a wave. Big T saying Bailey had the same doctor as Martial. That was the issue. Also, I'm going to ask you, bath time, if you know if the players have their own personal doctors. Emma's saying here, didn't Bailey fight a fan in Marseille? Can we talk about that?
I thought that was Evra, to be honest. I don't know if Bailey did it as well.
Okay. And finally, King Dino saying, I really want to be a fan of Bailey, but between his injuries and the odd day where he does absolutely mental things, just stopped him from reaching the top level. On his day is brilliant, though. This is the comment I like. Can we branch off this, bath time? What do you think of Bailey as a player? And the problem with injuries. Do players have personal doctors? Did Bailey fight a fan in Marseille? And did he kung fu kick someone in a game? I don't know, but yeah, he had a bit of an issue. Sometimes he used to freak out and do something crazy. What do you think of him overall as a player in his career at Man United and everything I've just said?
You said quite a lot, but so as a player, I never really liked Bailey. He was very fun, and he used to do amusing sort of like disco moves on the football pitch. It was odd, but I thought that he was like, look, you understand why we signed him. Aggressive defender, fast off the mark, good at defending wide areas. But I think with Bailey, a lot of it was his sort of mentality. He just acted like an 8-year-old on the pitch and off the pitch. He seemed to be someone constantly stuck in the twilight of his adolescence. And I was never really a big fan. And when you talk about like sort of if players have personal doctors, I have absolutely no idea. But what I do know is that the head of first team fitness at Manchester United is a guy called Charlie Owen. He's 36 years old. He has 6 years experience of being a fitness coach, and 4 of those years of experience were with our under-19s. As much as everyone bleats on about we need a director of football or we need to, I don't know, rejig the marketing department, get catering up to standard, I really think that we need to be looking at our fitness department, because we've got just so many crocs all over the place. It's like, them films where like someone goes into some war-torn civil war country and there's just people lying around the hospital with like no arms and legs and stuff. That's what Carrington looks like. It's absolutely ridiculous. And we're like a professional football club. And, Phil Jones probably a case study for the NHS or something, publishing research on him. It's absolutely ridiculous. I hope that answered your question.
Well, yeah, King Dino saying here he did stud someone in the chest with an 8-game ban last season. Yeah, I knew there was something like that he did. Crazy. All this because Andrew Williams said here is a great guy off the pitch as well. What, Mr. B?
He's talking about Rashford.
Oh,
no, he's not. He's talking about Bailly.
No, he's not.
He's talking about
Rashford.
Bailey.
You sure?
It comes
Bailey or Rashford.
Get Emma Kay's comment up, which precedes Andrew's comment.
Emma saying, honestly, thank F, we still have Rashford, coward of any variety. Says, okay, maybe he is talking about Rashford then. All right, so let's touch on this.
Oh, he's talking about Rashford. Okay, you said talk about
Black
Rashford.
Bolt is saying, I like Bailey, but he was a Mourinho pick and he never clicked at the club. It's just a shame, isn't it? Your best years of your life, you get a big move like Man United, it just doesn't work out for whatever reason.
But do you think that that's just like bad luck, or do you think that that's about mentality and desire and trying to make the best of the situation, or that just them signing is the peak for them and they never see it as a platform to kick on?
I'm not going to stereotype, but I do know like a lot of players that come from Africa, they sometimes they make a lot of money in football and they take the money back home. And you know what happened with Adebayor, for example? He was getting stitched up and family threatened of getting kidnapped, and there was a bus incident, wasn't there, in Togo, and he got robbed with investments and that kind of thing. And I think sometimes when you do make it to that sort of level, there is a question mark about what's going on back home, and are you being asked to sort of spend money, and are you safe to go back home? Is your family safe? That kind of thing. I'm stereotyping, but I have heard many instances and observes obviously instances where a lot of African players have made money and then sort of dropped off a little bit because thought, right, I've made it now.
It's similar in Latin America.
Oh yeah, exactly. And you see Sadio Mane, for example, he's doing a fantastic job with rebuilding hospitals and that kind of thing, investing his money back into his country as well. I don't know Bailey because that's why I was asking about his character, because I saw once he re-signed the contract, I listened to his interview and he was saying, hopefully I'm back now. I really want to strive to get into the first team, saying all the right things. I thought, okay, yeah, you go, guy, you go. From that moment, I thought I'm prepared to give him a second chance. To say the first start of the contract was poor because of injuries, but then it didn't work out. He just didn't get the game time. And I just think once you're marked at a club, maybe you're never going to be looked at again. It's a bit like the guy we're going to come and talk about again, Tanzabi. I don't think they ever got a run of games to say, yeah, you can make that's your position now. He come in, come out, come in, come out. It's a bit like Lindelof, who's happy, content, it seems, to be Mr. B, not as Mr. B, but Mr. B is in not the A side player, a B side player.
That's such a sneak diss. Like, that's such a little thing. But Monday, I agree with you on that. But players like Twansabi and Bailey and all this sort of stuff, like when you look at someone like Garnacho, he came on. I saw him come on at Fulham for 10 minutes, and he took the ball by the horns, and he really went for it. Now I know Twansabi, he pocketed Neymar in a game, not Neymar, Mbappe, didn't he, against PSG? But do you think that the players are just maybe that because of their character, and also because of the fact that like they know whatever they do, they might not get in? But I think that you should have the belief that you go out and you absolutely make that shirt your own, and you put the manager in a position where it's impossible to drop you. And I don't think that Bailey or Twansabi or Donny, for example, had that sort of fire within them to make it their own. I think that when we scout players, we don't look for fire and determination and things that people could say are intangible, but that you definitely need them. And that would be my counter to you saying that they didn't get a run of games. You're a footballer. You force people to give you a run of games.
Mr. B, I want to respond to this. Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, yeah, because I thought you wanted to jump in and say something. Yeah, that's a good point, Bath Time. But I do think you know this in football. Sometimes you're marked and you're not going to get a game no matter what. And it's just because maybe the coach don't like you, or you might have said something wrong 6 months ago, you don't even realise it, or you might have done something in training with a man who's like, nah, he's done, he's not for me, that sort of player. Because as Black Bolt said there, he's a Mourinho player, and then obviously he's had to play under different managers as well. I do feel he probably could have been good enough to hold down a place if he was injury free. But I do think he was marked in some way, and his reputation was gone sour because of something he's done. Because there's some, I think with football, there's some underlying stuff that goes on while some players are just like outed. You hear it all the time when you see footballers, ex-footballers and footballers doing their podcasts. They say, the manager just didn't like me, just didn't take to me, and I had to leave. I was never going to get a game.
I mean, is that the right way to?
No. I agree.
That can't be the right way to run a club. Look, on Monday, you run a Sunday team, I run a Saturday team. I don't have time to be vexed with man on a Saturday. They're not dropped normally because of attitude. They normally drop because of performance.
Yeah.
You know, you try. I mean, obviously, at our club, there's always going to be falling outs. I only have 16, 17, 18, 19 players maybe, but I just feel that that's the wrong way. That's the wrong way to run a club. I see Jose as the type of manager who would hold a grudge, just by the way he's managed. I don't know Ten Hag, and I don't know what he was like at Ajax.
Yeah.
But I would be very surprised if it's a grudge that he's holding. But then again, maybe some people just don't get on. and maybe that's what it is. All, but I'm going to say more with Sancho at the moment. I don't know.
Just quickly, there's a story from Brian Clough, I remember, where he signed a player, or say a player was signed to come into the club from a lower league, come in, and after a couple of weeks of training, Brian Clough said to him, "Have you found a house yet?" And the man said, no, he's probably still staying in a hotel. He said, "Well, don't bother, pack your bags, you're gone." He just didn't fancy him. He was never going to get a game. And that destroyed the guy. I can't remember the guy's name clearly, because he didn't get up to that sort of standard again of like Premiership or first top flight football. But that just shows you, just an example, like when he went to Leeds, when from Derby, Clough
for how much
straight away
was
said,
that?
Straight said,
throw your medals away.
Throw your medals away,
Yeah.
that kind of thing. You're not good enough for us. Or that's not the way of the football I want you to play for us. That sort of thing. So I think managers do have a sort of an opinion on players, and everyone, we can sit, all three of us can go and watch a game, on some field this weekend, and we might say, "Oh, he's good," or I might say that player's good. In Bath time, I say, "No, he's not all that," and Mr. B would say, "Well, I'd bench him." Do you see, there's three different opinions on a player, and we all think we can sort of scout or have some sort of idea of what's good and what's not, and what you're looking for. So I do think football is a bit fickle sometimes with management, and when you're in a position like that, you have to make key decisions. And if you don't like someone, if someone think you can't trust them, you're not going to play them, no matter what.
Yeah, but Monday, that's just before we get to the comments. I know we've got a lot of comments to get through. Like, that's on the manager's side. And I've told you this story before, that when I found myself a club in Spain from Latin America, I turned up and the coaching staff, like, just, they were expecting some 6'3" like Englishman, and they got me constantly weighing myself, asking who wants to play Dungeons and Dragons. And no one, and I knew that all I had to do was just keep doing my stuff in training, and when I got on the pitch, I wasn't going to relinquish the shirt. They were the guy behind me was going to have no chance of it. I was taking his clothes, I was taking his place. Give me your boots, your clothes, your motorcycle, and everything. I was taking it, and it took about 6 weeks before I got in the team. But I don't think that players like Sancho and Bailey feel that way, because I think that they're more driven by the money and the status and the clout and the prestige than, like, a 5'11" person from England who just wanted to play football and a bit of Dungeons and Dragons. And that's what we need, Dungeons and Dragons, lads.
You added an inch to your height there.
Yes, but that's because I wear Cuban heels. Sometimes you just want a bit of extra height.
Added a few inches to your height.
Oh, I'm on there, piss off.
Right,
Yeah.
Big T saying here, that's a thought. Is a move to United a big move anymore? I'm sure it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still a big move.
I would still like to think that we've still got that pull. Yeah. I mean, obviously there are other clubs now who maybe. No, I would still think it was a good move. I would still think maybe the problem is, as Bath Time said, it's players' pinnacle. They've made it now, and they just want to kick back and relax. They don't want to push on and become greats at the club. They just want to be remembered as normal players. So, who knows?
Okay. Big T's also saying players are scrutinised to find faults for the banter. Is that by fans, or, I mean, do people get ribbed inside clubs in football? Don't they? I think there's a culture of people getting ribbed.
Yeah, of course they do.
Yeah.
That's just what happens. I don't see anything changing with that, to be fair.
What's the worst thing you guys got ribbed for before, or what's the worst thing you've seen where you guys have been playing football over your years? Have you seen someone get ribbed really badly, or pranked or anything like that? I know for me, for example, for me, when I was younger, I remember one time we were doing some training drills and sort of maybe sprints, and someone tied while I was standing there just chatting, someone tied my leg. So like, go! And I landed on my face, But there is that culture, isn't it? Bath Time, any stories?
I mean, my favourite used to be in the showers. I would steal people's phones if they've been talking about girls they knew, and I would swap my number out with the girl's number so that when I texted, it came up as their number. And the aim was always to sort of like send a couple of sexy texts, and then I would say, I'm going to call you, and when I call you, I want you to answer with your sexiest growl. And we'd all be pissing ourselves like in a car when someone rang out and went, "Rah!"
Oh god, I can't be that one. But Mr. B,
I don't have those. I don't have those stories. I don't have anything. I don't have anything like that, boy. I just I don't know. I don't.
That's extreme. King Dino saying all to English players. Dele Alli dropped off because he thought he'd made it, and then the fall from grace hurt him mentally as well. Zoe Media House saying Amrabat is proof Man United still have Paul. He rejected Saudis. For us, that says a lot. The kind of Paul that we have. Big up to Vincent. He's in the house. Andrew's saying here, I'd rather a few more players who take no for an answer in our squad. Last time we've born. Vincent saying, unfortunately, when it gets that run, the games are all at home, which is not good for the Manchester United fans' pocket. King Dino saying, I think Donny got to training, saw Bruno, and realised he could compete with that level of intensity. That's an interesting one.
I think that's a good point, actually.
Go on, let's touch on this.
Like,
so
all right, do you know what the Peter Principle is?
The what?
Peter Principle.
No. What's that?
The Peter Principle is the idea that, like, when you're working, you keep being promoted until a level where you're incompetent at. So, like, this is why everyone thinks their boss is a complete idiot, because, you know, they're working in sales, good salesmen, and they're like, right, run an office now, lads. And with people like Donny van der Beek, they've done well in a system in the Eredivisie and then in the Champions League. And maybe when they get to United and they see the quality of players around them, they think, maybe I'm not quite good enough. And Keane always used to talk about with Ruud van Nistelrooy. I think Keane said first day he booted the ball as hard as he could at him. Van Nistelrooy couldn't control it, and then he went. Yorkie used to control them all the time, and I think Dino might have a point that we get players who come to the club, and they're a bit like maybe they're intimidated by the things that other players can do, and they don't have the minerals to step up to it.
That's a good point.
Could be why Bruno plays every bloody game then.
Yeah,
he's just intimidating everyone, Mr. B. This aura of whinging.
Emma's saying here, there's difference in TV media and social media when we and other massive clubs sign someone compared to others, like clubs like CP, Fulham, and even City don't get the same outrage. Big up to Miss Melina, Arsenal fan, and day one of the Man United agenda. Hope you're doing well, Melina. Haven't heard from you for ages. Hope everything is good with you and your family. Black Bolt saying here, the fish rots from the head. A lot of our issues are a direct result of this ownership, not reinvesting in the club. UK Strangers House, Ryan Giggs would run rings around Antony. I don't see what Eric Ten Hag sees in him. He's a weak link in the team. And we've got Emma again saying, isn't there a saying that when you sign your first contract, that's when you work hard at the beginning of the contract? And here we go. So we're talking about rigging and all that kind of thing. Andrew's saying his story here. He said, this is going to go on for a bit, guys, so just bear with me. I could tell you a story about toxic men. Had to fire a guy a few months ago. Guy asked a girl on one of his teams out. She said no. He asked her 3 more times. Okay. A manager pulled him aside and he agreed to act more appropriately with her at work. 2 weeks later, he sent her flowers. Told me it was not at work. In the meeting when I was discussing it with him, he told if only she would go out for a drink, she would realise I wasn't such a bad guy. This is harassment, guys. Big up to Brush anyway. Brush, haven't seen you for ages as well. Big up, man. Hope you're doing well. Hope you got your popcorn with you. Big T saying here, you're supposed to smoke Cubans, not put them on your feet.
No. I like my big shoes. If you could get Predators with a bit of a heel on them, lovely.
All right.
Oh.
Andrew Williams, that story went south. We're not going to read that. Big up Lucky Singh. Ego, I don't like a manager. And I RIP Man United squad out if I have to. Lucky Singh. How you doing, Lucky Singh? He's saying here as well, till players learn to discipline, not over the top. Anthony Herbert, big up Arsenal fan. Sorry, Anthony, there's no show tonight. So big up Amondi Bartime and Miyagi B for catching that bug last night with his hands without using chopsticks. Yeah, that's amazing what you did there, man. Black Bolt is saying here, big clubs sign Bellingham, Kane and Havertz. Why can't we sign these types anymore? We've got Vincent saying here, when I did work experience at Land Rover, they filled my boots up with glue and put a sign in the back of my jacket. Got my own backup on. And when I tied all their lockers, and when I tied all their lockers, okay. But glue in your boots, that's beautiful. Please always rise one level above their competence. Yes. Big T saying here, don't rob Peter to pay Paul. It's the Peter principle.
Correct.
If you don't follow my instructions, you will be shown the door. That's from Lucky Singh as well. King Dino saying, I never really saw any ribbing in football, but people used to rip each other in the boxing gym. Yeah.
Did you ever do boxing, Mr. B?
Me? I used to fight at school.
Yeah, but that's like street boxing, isn't it? I'm talking about gym boxing.
I never did professional boxing. No, I'm not going to dress up for a man to tap in my face. If it's unorganized, then I would accept it. But there's no way I'm going in the gym to make somebody punch in my face. No, I'm not having that.
So King Dino's got another story about his boxing coming up. But I want to say hi to Across the Pond. Said you guys need some of those white tank tops. All right, we're going to go with that. And sorry, missed it. What about New Antony and Amrabat's injury? We don't know about Amrabat's injury. Sorry, media is asking what's happened to Kalula. If you guys remember Kalula's part of the show, she's been away. She'll be back when she's
ready. She?
Well, yeah.
Kalula ain't coming back, man. She said she's coming back. She ain't coming back, man. Yeah. We leave the door open to everybody. It's still open, but trust me, she ain't coming back.
Gotta let her go on Monday. She's gone.
I can't. I've been harassing her. I've been sending her flowers.
I'd like to see more girls on the agenda, to be honest.
We've
got so many females in the audience. It'd be good to get
have
someone.
Tried. We have tried. I said I don't know if it's my they're intimidated by my 5'5" frame or whatever. But look, we've tried, man. It is so hard. It would be nice to have somebody to look at other than a Monday and your picture of whatever that.
I suppose I'm the girl, aren't I?
Well, yeah, we were deep voice.
Yeah.
No, but what we did.
You're a they.
Yeah, don't assume my gender, Amonde. Oh, I'm a little girl at the top.
You know what?
Don't get a one day started. The
issue we had is we're older. We're like 45, 50, that sort of region, and we find it hard sort of reaching out to people because it looks a bit pervy. Like
pervy.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Hi. Would you like? Yeah, my name's Dave. Would you like to join the Man United agenda? You know, with these because a lot of these girls are young and it just doesn't seem right. So Kalula was fantastic. She came along and she had a lot of energy and everything. But just life is not. As you say, Man United agenda doesn't pay the bills, does it?
Well, if anyone's got any wants to sort of shout out any female content creators, I have very little shame. I'll message them.
Okay, good. There we go.
Good, yeah.
Or even if Emma or Zodi Media House want to come on, you're always welcome. We'd love for you to come on. King Dino saying here, in my last boxing gym, if someone threw a pair of gloves at you and you didn't catch both of them, you had to take 6 body punches from them with people holding your hands behind the back. Brutal. That is really tough. All right. We've done. Let's just stop with the comments for now because we've read out a lot. As you can see, Dora from Croatia, she's brilliant.
I know Dora. Yeah.
I'd like for her to come on. Rich Sports. That's the Rich Sports link, isn't it?
Yeah.
Dora? She's good.
I'll message Dora.
Yeah, we'd love for her to come on. All right, guys, let's move on. Tunzabi. We talked about Bailey. Tunzabi, guess what? He's joined Ipswich Town with Brandon Williams. I would tip them right now to be promoted from the Championship. They got Kieran. It's not. I'm going to get his name wrong. It's not Kieran McKenna. That's the.
It is. Ain't that his name?
That's the hypnotist guy, isn't it? Or the. What's his name?
So what's his name? It's McKenna.
It is. But who are you thinking of on Monday? He's a bald guy, isn't he? Like, I know who you mean about the hypnotist.
Am I getting confused?
Yeah, you are.
Okay. So the guy I used to coach...
Paul McKenna.
Yeah, sorry, Paul McKenna. So it is Kieran McKenna. Yeah, so the guy I used to coach at Spurs came to us, and now he's gone to manage Ipswich Town. He got them promoted. They're in the Championship. They lost 5-4, I think it was, to Leeds in an exciting game. Play a nice brand of football. They signed ex-Man United player Brandon Williams, and now Xavier, at age 25, has gone to Ipswich Town in the Championship. My question to you guys is, obviously we wish him well, but this is a guy who once was playing in the Champions League up against Mbappe, and everyone saw him have a great performance. Never got a run in games, as I was saying with Bailey as well. Don't know why. My brother really rates him. I was disappointed that he's left the club. But at 25 years old, do you think we should have known a long time ago that his level would have been Championship football and let him go at age 19, 20? Why has he been around so long and wasted half his good years of career playing, from the bench or playing under 23s football and an odd loan here and there, to only now go to the Championship and sign for Ipswich Town? What's going on there?
Maybe it's the only club who would take him.
Yeah, I kind of agree. It's like it's what the market wants, and all the clubs in the Premier League, including us, didn't think he was good enough for Premier League football. Like I don't know why I always thought he did quite well when he came on, but he just whatever it is that they're looking for, whether it's defending wide areas, whether he had a weakness that we're not, we don't understand football well enough to see. No one wanted Twan Sabi in the Premier League, okay. And that's why he doesn't play there.
All right, King Dino says Ipswich are coming up. I agree. They're looking good. Vincent saying next thing you know, Monday will be bending spoons with his mind. Black Bolt say here, there's a Man United female fan on TikTok. She can't seem to find clothing that fits. She's very enthusiastic. Oh, God. I'm not going to, no comment from me. Axel bullied Mbappe. That's a King Dino. And injuries killed his career. That's the case. Brandon Williams wanted to go for the Championship club. He played at Norwich as well last season. And to say he played at Ipswich in the Championship, didn't he, once? And then, not Ipswich, Villa in the Championship. Yeah, just on the cusp, isn't he? I just think hopefully he does come up and prove us all wrong. But enough about that. Guys, we're just going to round up the show quickly with a few questions for everyone in the comments as well. A bit of a quiz time again like we did yesterday. Hope you're hanging around, Miss Melina. Hopefully you can answer some of these as well. And spending hours listening to her talk out of her arse. I don't know what we're talking about here. Just last one here from Emma saying, we've had quite a few whose careers been destroyed by injuries before they've even begun. We probably need to check on their growth patterns or something like that. All right, guys. Who am I? I played for West Ham, Chelsea and Liverpool and Lille on loan. West Ham again, Villa, Coventry, and then Tampa Bay.
Oh, Joe Cole.
Very good. What? How did you get that one?
Because I know the clubs Joe Cole played for.
Okay. Mr. B, fingers on buzzers. Come on now. All right. Who am I? I played for Sao Paulo, Sevilla, Real Madrid, Arsenal on loan.
Julio Baptiste.
Well done. Okay.
I may as well.
You get the next one, Mr. B. Okay, you get the next one.
If you're waiting for me to answer it, I didn't know the answer to those. So it's not like you got there first. On Monday could have spoke his name, and I still wouldn't have got it.
All right, okay. This one just for Mr. B. Guys in the comments, don't give him any answers. This one is just for Mr. B. Who am I? I've got 7 caps for England. Currently playing. I play for Exeter City, Brentford, and Villa.
What? He's only got 7.
Yeah,
English
caps. Playing. Yeah, England caps. Currently playing football. He's
Mings.
Who?
Mings.
No. He played for Exeter City, Brentford, and now Aston Villa.
Oh bloody hell!
Don't look at the comments.
I said Tyrone Mings. I don't know who else. Who else plays for England out of bloody
Leave Mr. B with this one. 7 caps for England so far. He's currently playing in the Prem. He played for Exeter City, Brentford, and then signed for Aston Villa. Now he's playing for Aston Villa.
Who plays for England. He plays. There ain't got no players that play for England. Oh shit! What's his name? The forward boy, Watkins.
Yes, Watkins. Big up, shout out to Andrew Williams as well, who got that bath time. You do that, didn't you?
God,
No,
how come you
I
don't get
didn't.
it so quick?
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that one.
This one's free for all again. For all you guys out there, everyone can jump into this one. 125 caps, god damn it, for Spain. Played for Valencia, Manchester City, and Real Sociedad.
Joaquin? No, not Joaquin. Sorry, Jesus Navas.
No. 125 caps for Spain. Played for Valencia, Manchester City.
Oh,
and
David
Real
Silva.
Sociedad. Yes.
Yeah, Silva. I would have said Silva.
Yeah.
Eventually.
Okay, we've got a couple more here before we wind this up. Andrew Williams said Navas, and then he ended up saying Silva. Yes,
Like me.
Great minds, great minds. Emma got that right. It was Silva. God damn it. This one, 57 caps for Scotland. That's good, isn't it?
Scott McTominay.
That's not 57 gold.
Darren Fletcher.
Played for Motherwell, Leicester City, Leeds, Coventry, Liverpool, and back.
McAllister.
Yes, well done.
Yes, I got one.
Yes. What made you get that? I mean, how did you get that one?
Oh God.
What?
Coventry and Liverpool.
Leeds, Liverpool. I think it was Liverpool.
Yeah.
Oh, I got
where
one.
do you think Gary McAllister's best known? Where would he be a club legend out of those clubs? Motherwell, Leicester, Leeds.
Probably Liverpool. I think they won some minor treble with him. But I used to watch him at Coventry City when I was trying to get. I really liked him. Like he was slow like me. He played in midfield like me, so like I loved him. I used to love going to see that Coventry team.
I asked the question like, where is he more of a club legend? Andrew Williams saying Leeds because club captain when they won the league. No, it was Gordon Strachan, was it? In '92 was club captain. I'm sure. Anyway, but I think he's underrated. I thought he's a very, very good player. And obviously, you're saying Liverpool because he won the treble there, but he was sort of. Wasn't he past it then?
I don't think so. I remember him scoring a ridiculous free kick against Everton.
Yeah.
Like he was pretending to cross it and then popped it in. I don't know. I mean, Bart's obviously out with the girls tonight, so he can't tell us. But maybe he'd be able. Or is it Ola Quinley or someone who used to come here?
I haven't seen him. I haven't seen Ola Quinley in ages.
Yeah, big up Ola Quinley.
Okay, Vincent saying Coventry would be a club ledge. Could be wrong. Okay, 2 more to go. 40 caps for France, this player, which is very good considering France, the talent pool they've got. He played for Rennes, Inter, Man United, Arsenal, Werder Bremen.
Silvestre?
Yes. Well done. It's very quick off the mark there, man. Like gunslinging. Rennes, Inter Milan, Man United, Arsenal.
Andrew Williams got it right as well.
All right, let's see. Yeah, Silvestri. I think he's got the spelling right as well.
Sharp boy.
Andrew Williams also saying, look at this. This is the league title before the Prem, 1992. Leeds won the league with Strachan, McAllister, Speed, and Batty in midfield. Now, where's the width in that midfield, guys?
Was it Wallace?
Rod Wallace played up front with Lee Chapman, I think, in that side. So Strachan used to play right midfield, didn't he, a bit? Speed maybe on the left. He's left-footed. Okay, here we go. Yeah, Speed was a winger, says Andrew Williams, and Strachan as well. All right, here's the last one from me. Cambridge United, Man United, Coventry.
Dion Dublin.
Yeah.
That's good. That's very good.
Do you know Holmes under the Hammer, one of the clubs there?
Do you know the rest of the clubs? So I went Cambridge United, Man United, Coventry. What happened?
Villa.
Yep, Villa.
Scored a hat trick on his debut.
Oh wow.
West Brom.
Leicester, Celtic, and Norwich City.
Celtic.
Dion Dublin. Yeah. Do you think, because obviously Dion Dublin broke his leg when he came to sign for Man United, and that's why he went out with Antony.
Yeah. Love Dion Dublin for that.
But he was he scored over 100 goals in the Premiership. Do you think he would have been a ledge for Man United? Do you think we still would have had the same success with Dion Dublin inside?
No.
But he scored
was
loads
our-
of goals in the Prem.
That was our sliding doors moment, mate.
Okay. But don't you think I mean, for him, because I think he went on to prove that he's a good player, scoring a lot of goals in the Premier League.
Yeah, he was a
good.
good player, but there's Cantona and there's Dion
levels,
Dublin.
man. Yeah, there's levels. Come on. There's levels to this shit, man. Come on now.
The question is, would you think we still would have had similar success?
No.
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 Okay. All right. Fair enough. All right. Last one for you guys. This is a bit of you should be able to get this one. Ukraine, obviously, they're going through a bit of a crisis with the war at the moment. Before we go into this, Andrew's got a fact here about Dion Dublin. One interesting fact about Dion Dublin: he is well known, for being the longest in the shower. Yeah, we know that one. Big T saying here, can Dublin do an Old Trafford Homes under the?
I imagine, do you remember the Liverpool game where we invaded the pitch and stuff? Yeah. If Dion had been leading the lads, we could have done up the stadium.
Oh god. Dublin was a decent player. I thought he was a good player, but big up Blackpool. Yeah, he done well in the Prem. All right, Ukraine. It's all about Ukraine in the Prem. I want you guys to name me 7 Ukrainian players who have played in the Premier League. 7.
Rebrov, Shevchenko, Zinchenko.
Somebody else go.
Mixu Pat. No, he's Finnish. Mikhailichenko?
Who?
Kanchelskis?
No,
he wasn't Ukrainian.
Russian.
Oh, he's born in the Ukraine, though. Mudryk.
Who? Yeah, Mudryk.
That's my lot, I'm afraid.
All right.
Unless... No,
So
the comments are bringing them up.
Shevchenko, Zinchenko.
Shevchenko, Zinchenko, Rebrov, and... Yeah, Mudryk.
Okay.
I've got 4.
Anyone else want to throw in some more?
You're just not asking me.
Well, it's one that's played for Liverpool. Name one that's played for Liverpool with a ponytail.
I can't think. I've just looked at the comments and I think that they've got them all.
Okay, let's have a look here.
Oh, let me take my screen on small.
Can we talk about Shevchenko and Rebrov at Dynamo Kiev? I mean, that was a partnership, wasn't it? They played really well together. We've got Yarmolenko from West Ham. That's from across the pond. It wasn't Andy Carroll. It was Borelin. Borelin, do you remember him? Borelin, Ukrainian guy with a ponytail for Liverpool.
No.
And obviously, someone mentioned the right back from Arsenal, Luzny. I think I remember when Arsenal were playing at Wembley Stadium while their stadium was getting done up. They played Dynamo Kiev, and he played really well for them. That's why they signed him. And Mykolenko was a player as well, and Rebrov. What went wrong with Rebrov? Because for him and Shevchenko formed a great partnership at Dynamo Kiev, got to the semi-finals of the Champions League. Shevchenko went on to Italy, done really well. Rebrov went to Spurs and didn't really do much. What was the issue there, do you reckon?
Well, I remember he was going to sign for Glasgow Rangers Football Club, and they discovered he had enormous gambling debts and pulled out of it. So, allegedly. So maybe that's a reason why. And he never really did anything outside of Dynamo Kiev, did he?
Yeah. Rebrov, yeah. Ukrainian hero, coaches to Kiev now, he reckons. Yeah, Sergei Rebrov, good player. Anyway, that's enough from me, guys. We're 54 minutes into the show. Anything going on at the weekend, guys, you're going to do? I heard someone mention the rugby, the World Cup rugby. Is that kicking off now then? Where is it? Is it in France?
It is in France.
Okay, it's in France. Are you interested in rugby, Bath Time?
Not really.
No, but Mr. B?
You should know better than to ask me that question.
That's a no. Well, so what you guys do this weekend? You do anything nice?
No, I got my last pre-season tomorrow. I don't have to stand up in goal. I would be fully coaching. I'm playing my... there's a few of the first team who are away. So the lesser favoured players will be getting their chance tomorrow to impress me. So we'll see what happens tomorrow.
Seize the day, as they say. Bath time. You've got a game tomorrow, haven't you?
I do. I'm aiming to play 75 minutes before I get to go home.
75? Why 75?
Because they're like nothing games. My fitness is pretty good, and I don't want to get injured. So I'm not going to play. No, I rarely play the full match.
Is it a team that you're familiar with? Are they in your league? Is they good standard? You're playing against the opposition?
I have absolutely no idea who they are. They could be Young Farmers. They could be Real Madrid. I have no idea who they are. I'm not that bothered. Pre-season's just about touch, practicing a few things we've done in training, and not getting injured to me.
Yeah. I saw a video about pre-season. Just a guy saying a similar thing. You have to put the effort in and get there early and show sort of that sort of commitment. They expect to see standards. You're not taking it. You got to take it seriously. You know, if you want to, they say basically, if you want to have a good season, what you do in pre-season speaks volumes about how you move forward. You know, it's a lot. So I know a lot of players got that mentality. It's only pre-season game. Wait, we're turning it up when it comes to the competitive games. You know, and it doesn't always work out like that. And
I mean, it's my 20th or 21st pre-season. I've been doing it all my life. It's just almost like muscle memory. You go, you play the game, you try and help your teammates out. You don't overexert yourself. You make sure that you produce quality from set pieces. If you're a set piece taker, you don't annoy the opposition and turn it into a big fight. And you're just trying to keep fit for where the games matter. To me, I'm not. I like pre-season because there's lots of training and running, but the games are just make sure you don't get injured to me.
And big up to Andrew Williams.
Is that tennis?
Playing
quarterfinal of club singles. Is that
tomorrow.
tennis?
God help me. Singles. What is this, Andrew? Let us know. And I'm against a guy who's won it about 10 times in the last 12 years. Golf.
Oh, shit. Golf.
Okay. Strenuous sport there. You can walk around with an umbrella, can't you? If the heat's out. Would you? I've never played golf. I've never even swung a golf club. It's sort of like the next step for ex-footballers, isn't it? You guys ever played golf?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you do? Do you play regular?
Not really. I love crazy golf. It appeals to me a lot. But yeah, I played golf. I mean, I grew up in the countryside, so we used to get an umbrella and stab it in a field, and then everyone used to try and hit the ball into the umbrella. So I quite like golf, but it takes too long. It's like 6 hours or something going around a golf course. It costs too much money, and they try and make you dress like an idiot. And they don't have Cuban heel like golf spikes, so it's not for me.
Speaking of tennis, I mean, look, there's an opportunity for Djokovic to win the Grand Slam this year. He got beaten in the final of Wimbledon. He'd already won in Australia and Paris. Now he's in the US Open, and he's working over Shelton right now. So it's such to win 4 in one season, 4 Grand Slams a season, hasn't been done for a long, long time. And with great players that we have today, Djokovic had a great opportunity this year. Just lost out. Did you see the Wimbledon final? Anyone? Him and Spanish boy? No, that was a great game. Big up to across the pond, by the way. Andrew Williams saying here, I'm hoping to use a buggy, but some players get funny about it. And this is the guy, Alcatraz. I think.
Alcaraz.
How do you pronounce that?
Alcaraz.
Alcaraz.
Alcatraz.
Better as the best. Yeah. Who's the best tennis player you've ever seen? Just because we've had in recent years, we've had Federer, Nadal, and Djokovic, all with 20 plus Grand Slam titles. But is there anyone else that stands out for you to say is a great tennis player who sort of caught your heart? Mel side.
I only remember John McEnroe. To be fair, I don't.
You cannot be serious.
Yeah, I am serious. Yeah, I only know John McEnroe. The rest of them, I think maybe because he had charisma and he was completely different from all of the rest with his cussing and that. But no.
Lack of personalities then in the game.
I'm not interested in tennis, but I remember a lad called Goran Ivanisevic.
Yes.
And he was volleying tennis balls around a pitch once with his feet. and I thought he had quite good technique, and that's about some knowledge of football, of tennis.
Okay, across the pond saying Sampras, yeah, booming star serve. Bjorn Borg, he won all the Grand Slams. Federer, Djokovic, and now I'm not gonna say you know the guys. Jimmy Connors as well says across the pond was a great player. Steffi Grass from Andrew Williams, and we've got Nadal on Crowley was virtually unbeatable. Yeah, that's it from us.
Mr. B's unbeatable on grass, from what I hear.
Is that true? Anyway, we know where that's going. Thank you so much for the show. Have a great weekend, everyone. Any last words from Bath Time or Mr. B? Because I'm signing out.
Good night, lads. Enjoy the weekend.
See you later.